This new Redhawk 25R, this is something. This is 10 pounds of sugar in a 5-pound sack. If you'd like to see if we have one in stock and available here at Haylett RV, it's very simple. All you need to do is click the link in the video description that says check for price and availability, or give our team a call here at Haylett RV so we can run through what we have in stock, also how it's equipped, because this may be different from the one that we have in stock. This video here is just kind of generic informational type footage, and if you'd like to see if what one of these looks like all closed up, either hang out with us or skip ahead to the end of the video. I will get her closed up and show you all that there. So there's a lot of smaller Class Cs on the market, and they all have their high points. What are the high points of this one? That's what I want to focus on. The first thing to talk about anytime you're looking at any Jayco is the warranty. They have double the warranty of anybody else in this class. This has a full 2-year coverage, 2-year 24,000 mile, although the mileage portion of that warranty is kind of laughable. I've never seen a person come anywhere even close to getting over that mileage. But more than that, not just peace of mind. What about when you actually use it? Well, Jayco prides themselves on building the best handling, quietest riding Class Cs in the market, and they accomplish that here with their JRide package. That's a multi-stage series of upgrades that starts with a computerized balanced drive shaft. So you've got your drive shaft that goes the length of the coach here. That is actually, sectionalized. It is in 2 or 3 segments, and most brands of Class Cs will balance each individual section, and that's great. Jayco goes the extra step, and they have the entire system reassembled, then rebalanced to make sure it's still working properly, because they can actually be different. Just because sections are balanced doesn't mean the system is. Now, you have rubber isolation mounts where the chassis meets the coach. They have these nice little, they hate it when you call them hockey pucks, but it's what they look like. These giant jounce bouncers, basically, that help soak up some of the road jiggles before it gets up into the coach portion. Then they finish the JRide on the Redhawks with their Hellwig helper springs to help take a lot of that extra shock and bounce out of things. Now, there's also a lot of little detail stuff that goes into this Redhawk. This is the, I guess you call it the starter point for the Jayco Class Cs, but that doesn't mean it's cheaply built. Actually, structurally, this is on point with everything else that they make. And it starts here with this full sleeve over nose cap. I have had people say, yeah, but if the cap falls off, then, my whole overhead bunk's going to break, and that's completely untrue. And the easiest way to see that is you can see how the cap is under here, and then it actually wraps around. So you can see that there is construction beneath the cap. There is full sidewall construction all the way up here. That is a sleeve over cap with a full, aluminum skeleton up front. What that gives you, though, is it eliminates that potential leak point in the overhead cab of a Class C that so many Class Cs suffer from. When we're looking at used Class Cs with an old traditional, travel trailer style front seam, it's not if, but when and where the front leaked. And you don't have that problem with these because there's no seam. It can't fail. Now, we've got an E450 chassis right here, and the Ford E450 chassis actually has its own 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. Then we take a look at the 6.8 liter Triton V10, when that thing is just a monster workhorse of an engine. We're passing by the Onan 4000 generator out here, by the way. I don't want to overlook that. That's a standard piece of equipment. Everything this needs is standard. That's what's great about it. And it has sort of expansion capabilities, but everything that matters is all standard on the Jayco Redhawk series. So the Triton V10 engine, it has its own 5-year, 60,000 mile warranty. And then the Ford Torque Shift 6-speed transmission. That works very much like when you hit the tow mode button, even if you're not towing, what that'll let you do is if you tap on the brake, just tap, it'll automatically downshift to give you compression engine braking, which is something a lot of other transmissions are known to do, but for some reason a lot of people aren't aware that the Fords do that. So it's very good for mountain travel in that regard. Now, a hyper impressive facet of the Jayco Redhawk series is the towing hitch on the back. Traditional Class C towing hitches have an actual functional weight rating of 5,000 pounds. And don't get me wrong, that's pretty good. But Jayco's 50% greater than that at 7,500 pounds. Now, there are brands that like to advertise that they have a 7,500 pound rated hitch. But if you look, the coach itself is still not rated for towing that much because the chassis can't handle the weight. Jayco had the entire chassis custom designed to be able to accommodate the heaviest tow capacities in the Class C business. That is a hyper exceptional quality. Other brands are going to say, oh, well, yeah, you can just add an external weight distribution add-on. Sure you can, but here you don't have to. It's all done for you. Now, things like the all LED taillights, that can give the person behind you an additional 5 foot of stopping time. And corner beds like this one often lack outside storage. I do really appreciate this large storage compartment that they have out here on the Redhawk 25R at Haylett RV. That was a good decision. So, here's another thing that I really loved, and I see this in the towable RVs that we have here at Haylett RV. I see it all over the place. Outside kitchens under a bed. It's a genius design because it's hyper space efficient, but it creates a function space on the outside of the RV that motorhomes in this size just traditionally do not have. This is awesome. I don't care if you're going just weekend camping. I don't care if you're camping off the grid and using the generator. I don't care if you're going to be a NASCAR person or you're doing some tailgating. You will love this, even if you don't cook outside. It gives you the ability to have some cold drinks on hand via Dad's medicine cabinet right here, because that's where we keep the barley pop, am I right? You also have nice prep space and plugs. So if you want to plug in griddles, or if you just want to have phone chargers or something out here, you can. Run power tools. People use these. Sometimes people will take a little coach like this and put an enclosed trailer behind it, and they'll use that at like a motocross track or something. I know that because we do a lot of that business here at Haylett RV. We also carry enclosed trailers like you see over there, so we see a lot of package deals on things like that. But the other little detail thing is a real sink with a real drain. Not just dribbling onto the ground, but it actually goes into a holding tank. So one, if you are dry camping, there's a lot of places that if you throw wastewater on the ground, you're going to be in hot soup. Well, you don't have that problem. You don't have that concern here with the Redhawk 25R because they just did it better. I do like that this has power entrance steps, and you'll see when we get inside, it also has roller shades, just like a diesel pusher, like one of the bigger Jayco Senecas that you may find here at Haylett RV. Another thing I thought was really sharp on this, especially in a coach this size, is that this has a 15,000 BTU air conditioner. Class standard for something this size is 13.5. So once again, Jayco steps up the nuts, guts, and bolts of this thing. And that's really what the Redhawk is. It's all nuts, guts, and bolts. Though that being said, it does still look pretty killer. I love that maximum length awning. I mean, from tip to tail, the whole body is patio awning space. That is just an excellent job they put on here. Another really crazy thing is the Redhawks here at Haylett's, they actually have heated holding tanks, which is just, I think that's absolutely awesome. You know, you don't tend to find heated tanks in this market segment as readily. It's not that they're the only ones that have ever done it, but it is just an awesome feature to have pointed out there. Let's take a look inside. Remember, at the end of the video, we'll close the slide so you can see what she looks like all closed up. Overall, I think the interior decors of the Redhawk this year versus last year easily rank among the most improved, certainly at Jayco, but maybe in the motorized business. You know, this is a segment of the market that is not known for being pretty inside, and these folks really stepped up the game to have a very high contrast, sharp, modern, clean look about this. I am a big fan of the new decors that we have here. Now, another thing I like to point out in any Jayco, anytime we're talking about a Jayco motorhome here at Haylett RV, is seat belts. Jayco gives you more of them. They give you more seat belts and seating spaces for transit than most brands. The other thing is they also exceed any federally mandated safety ratings for like seat belt strength by 10%. They overbuild the coach for your family safety. God knows, we both hope, Jayco, Haylett's, everybody hopes you never need to experience the overbuilt seatbelt structures that they have here. But the fact is, they make sure your family's going to be protected. Now notice you have two there and you have two here, because this RV can sit as many people really as it can sleep. Another big thing to talk about when we're talking about your Redhawks here, and it's most notable in this category, is that all Jayco overhead bunks, whether it's in the Precept Class A motorhomes, the Greyhawk Class Cs, which you could consider the big brother upgrade to the Redhawk, or this simple Redhawk, they all have a 750-pound overhead bed rating. That is just exceptional. It is potentially more than double what you find in the industry. You typically find a lot of 500-pound rated upper bunks, sometimes as low as 350, though that is exceptionally uncommon. The fact is, this is rated for at least, at worst, 50% more than other Class C overhead bunks. And that is a tremendous feature, because that means you have that extra strength and rigidity, keeping this thing structurally intact while it bounces down the road, you know, for long-term use and ownership. If you're not going to sleep on it, great. Throw some totes up there. Make it a cargo storage space. I do like that you still have power side mirrors for easy navigation. We do naturally have a standard backup mirror here. We've got our power captain's chair here with a manual adjust passenger chair. Pretty common because, again, we are at more of a price-sensitive point. Versus if you want the Class C from Jayco with all the nuts, bolts, and widgets, that's called the Redhawk, and they are just beautiful, don't get me wrong, but there's a significant price and feature gap between them. But hey, that's why we carry both brands here. So before we move into the living area, let's take a peek at the kitchen. We've got that convection microwave oven, which, here's a cool thing on the convections. You can actually bake with them, and that's what people don't realize. It can cook faster and with less heat. So even if you are just gonna nuke up a bowl of soup or whatever, it introduces less heat into the RV. They kind of call it the 25 rule: 25% faster, 25% less heat, etc. Anything that you can think of is just 25% better. And just I don't know, the decor, the wood tones here, these are sharp. I really like the look that they have going on. And again, where they're using components, they're using really good quality stuff, like a big double stainless sink right here. That is a heavy-duty, rugged thing right there that you can just beat up on with that very, I like that very like pipe dreamy angular sink that they have on there. That's pretty cool. And that is a real tile backsplash, by the way. The kitchen storage right here, instead of an oven, if I back up a little bit, you'll notice that they have just a big bonus drawer. And God knows there's never enough drawer space in anything. I've never had an RV traded in because people had too much drawer space. So you can see that they have all extension plywood box drawers here. And what's interesting too, if you get really close, you can see that they're all finished off. They're all radius edged so that you don't get a bunch of splinters. Now, they didn't waste an ounce of the potential cabinet space in here. And you'll notice that's true even on the other side of this awesome prep space peninsula right here. They gave you extra cabinet door space to get inside that area as well. Let me back up a step here. Take a look at the entertainment. Right next to that big 8 cubic foot fridge freezer. So, the TV is huge. I mean, huge. And it's directly across from the entertainment center, or pardon me, your primary sofa seating. That can fold down into an additional sleeper, by the way, which the dinette over here, this can also fold down into a sleeper. Jayco calls it their dream dinette system. It's very simple. Now, there is a lock in place to keep it from doing what I'm about to show you, but it can just silky smooth, drop right down. You can throw your cushions on it, pick it back up when you're ready, lock it in place, and you're good to go. But the other thing is, it doesn't have near as much in the way of like knee knockers down here, so a big tall goofball like me, I can pick off one of these end chairs while my kid could take the interior seat, and we're all going to be comfortable. Now, you may notice too, this is a completely carpetless model. There is no carpeting either under the dinette or on the main deck of this, because this has a very cool power gear slide system that rides above the floor, which means that you have full carpetless, easy clean interior. You know what else I like on these? 84-inch interior height. That is tall. It's a full 7-foot interior so that I can stand in the shower, again, being a big tall goofball, and not have to hit my head and stuff. Little bonus storage above the sofa, because why not? You know, why not? Storage never hurts. And I want to make sure I close this bathroom door real quick so you can see this extra little overflow pantry space right here. That is a 7-foot tall bonus storage space right there, ladies and gentlemen. Easy thing to miss. But as long as we're talking storage, it's also easy to miss all the storage below the entertainment center and the TV right here. Because it's also flat and clean and good looking. You don't realize the scope and depth of scale of all that storage back there. There's also hidden bonus storage behind this giant monster TV that we have up here. The other cool thing about TVs that swing out like this, it's easier with two hands because this thing's big and I don't want to try to jimmy it around too much with one hand, but you can get to the storage behind the TV and you can actually get to the plugs behind the TV. So like, let's say you have like an Amazon Fire Stick or whatever, anything like that, a Hulu or anything, or a satellite system, because this does have satellite prep on the roof if you want to mount a dish. You can, you can just hook all that up right here and you can actually get to the plugs. Now, this is a small, simple, traveling, touring floor plan. It doesn't have a big, separate, special bedroom, which would make this thing immediately significantly longer, more expensive, etc. All sorts of different things. If what you're looking for is just a quick weekend runaround rig, you've absolutely got this nailed right here. And again, I love the very tall shower in the bathroom. It gives a big guy like me, or big lady as it were, plenty of headroom. Plus you notice the radius shower bar up top gives you all the elbow room you're going to want too. Now over here they did a really good job of putting the mirror on an angle so that when you're standing in the bathroom it's facing you. And once again, they're using good components like stainless. They could have gone to a cheaper plastic sink here in the bathroom. I bet nobody would have even flinched. I bet you would have probably expected that. But they didn't. They went with the nicer stainless setup. So again, when you're, I kind of got off on tangents. I speak on tangents a lot. When you're sitting on the sofa, you are at Boardwalk and Park Place. If it's game day, if it's race day, if you're stuck inside, let's just say you've been driving all night. You don't even have to run the slide out, and you can still enjoy the entertainment center. This is in a perfect position for family entertainment. Speaking of slides, let's close them up. All right, so when the slides close and you're traveling, here's what you're gonna see. What I love about this is even with that peninsula, that was the thing I was worried about the most, but even with the peninsula, there's still plenty of room to just comfortably walk through here without having to go sideways. There's no travel trailer shuffle involved. And again, when you do sit down on the rear sofa, you've just got ideal look and feel of the entertainment center there, and there's just another look at the storage behind. Giving you a quick peek up front before we step outside once again. Whether you're coming from the front or back, it is easy to navigate. It never feels small in here, and I think a lot of that is the light-dark contrast that they offer in this. Let's step outside. And just a quick peek of her in transit, heading down the road, the slide in, the outside kitchen all closed up. It is slick, clean, mean. It's everything it needs to be and nothing it doesn't. That's what I like about this. If you're looking for something simple that's not gonna, you know, break the budget, but you're looking for something built for long-term use and ownership, there you go. It's a smaller, easier to drive. You know, it's not so long that it's hard to get into different parking spaces, or, you know, even if you just want to stop and get a can of peas, that's where I think this 25R is going to be really nice for those who are just not looking for that 32, 35-foot coach, just get a little weekends couple run around coach. I think you're really going to enjoy this one. You know, whether it's, you know, double the warranty, whether it's the, you know, stronger seat belts, the stronger overhead bunk, whatever. This thing's built for use. It's built for fun. It's built for a long time of owning it, and it's built to have higher resale value, which is one thing Jayco excels at. Jayco motorhomes actually average 6 to 8% higher on resale than you know, competitive products. And it's not that they're bad. I'm not saying that anything else is bad. And they probably have their own really cool qualities. Every brand certainly does. But if they can't, you know, go through them and explain what they are, like I've done here, then how do you expect that dealer to take care of you after the sale? You know, we're doing it before, during, and after. So give us a call. I don't care where you live. We make things happen, guys. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy Haylet camping, everyone.